So, guys, I want to talk about how the top six, the big six, did on the deadline day. Well, let's start with Arsenal. What are your thoughts on that?
Arsenal. Well, I mean mixed thoughts. I would say because number one, the biggest tick, they signed Sterling.
Yeah,
On loan.
I'm very happy about that.
Very unexpected.
Yeah.
I never expected
You
Sterling
will be
to move
happy,
to
of
us,
course.
to be honest. Right.
I mean, I understand the fact that they were able to offload a lot of players
Yeah.
and they were able to create that space in the squad. But again, I have my doubts with the incomings. Like, they had a decent window. We have talked about this before.
Yeah.
They signed Calafiori in the beginning of
Yeah.
the transfer window.
Yeah,
But I think the deadline day signing was a bit weird.
I expected a striker,
Yeah.
to be honest,
Yeah.
with Nketiah going out. Because there were rumors
Yeah.
about him going out for the last 2 weeks. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it was expected that he might go out.
yeah,
So I expected a striker.
Another point I wanted to make. Nketiah, he's a very good striker.
True.
Why don't you keep him and just give him some more minutes?
I
mean, he's
I
better-
think they tried to do that with him
He
for the
doesn't
past 2
fit into
seasons.
the Arteta system.
Exactly.
He's a good striker.
He's a very good
He
striker.
doesn't fit
Yeah.
in the Arteta system.
He's just not been given minutes because he
He's
doesn't
not been
fit
given
into the
minutes and-
system, and
yeah.
like he's not currently in a position where he can justify starting over Jesus or Havertz. So I think they tried to keep him at the club and try that he sort of gets into the system, but
Right.
even he's at that point in his career where he wants regular minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
So I don't think that he could have stayed
I mean, the
at the
development
club.
factor has to be there. Like,
Exactly.
he needs to develop in order to play for a big club.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good move for him. But
He
again,
gets to stay in
Arsenal-
London.
Yeah. But again, Arsenal leaving him, it's just a bit.
I mean, I'm kind of glad for him at least,
Get it.
and I don't think there was space for him at Arsenal.
yeah.
I agree.
Now I have a question for you.
Yeah,
Like Ramsdale left, right?
Yeah.
As we talked about a few minutes back. Now, imagine Raya, something happens to him.
yeah.
They don't have a
They do.
proper.
They got Neto in on loan as well.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But do you think Neto can be a good backup?
I
Because
think so. I rated Neto at Bournemouth.
okay,
He was in my FPL. He gave me points.
makes sense.
So Neto has been doing the job for Bournemouth, especially he did so even in the last season, and it was a good season under. It was Iriola's first season, I think, the previous one, and it was under Iriola where he sort of showed his capabilities. He was given the captaincy and everything. So I feel he's a pretty able backup for Raya.
Experienced
Right.
backup.
Exactly,
I
he's
agree.
also experienced. And he's played for big clubs like Juve and Barca. So I think he's a good keeper to have as a backup. Not the best move for Neto,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
good in terms of Arsenal. How do
He's
you
getting old, so.
exactly? And like he gets to play for one of the biggest clubs in the
Exactly.
world. How do you rate Arsenal's entire window then?
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I feel there are certain places
Yeah,
that they needed to add, but
Yeah.
they didn't. Some confusing signings as well.
true.
I like the signing of Calafiori,
Yeah.
but then again, they didn't need it.
Yeah,
I like the sign of Mikel Merino, but
Same.
then again, they didn't need
yeah. We're in agreement here as well.
it. Right?
Yeah,
See, I get the signing of Sterling,
Yeah.
I get the signing of Neto, but rather than that, good signings, wrong timing. They
Yeah.
needed a striker, there's still no striker.
yeah, but Havertz scored over the weekend,
But then
and a beautiful finish
he,
that too.
he misses 4 chances to score
I
one
agree.
goal.
I agree. I support
cannot-
Chelsea and Germany. I agree.
You cannot do a league like that. Like,
Yeah.
let's look at Haaland.
Yeah,
He takes 4 chances, he scores 3 of them.
Yeah,
That's
true.
a champion striker.
exactly. That's that.
If Arsenal are trying to win the cup, they need to buy a striker that can win them the cup.
Yeah,
And
true.
it's not Kai Havertz.
Exactly. I mean, I
course,
hope
he's
it's not. What about you? How much would you rate them?
I would agree with him. I'm gonna give it. I said just to differentiate it a bit. I'm gonna say 6.5.
Oh, good.
Because I literally have the
0.5,
same
0.5.
reasons.
Yeah.
I literally have the same reasons that you never needed Calafiori. Okay.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it just hurts to see him sitting at the bench.
Exactly.
On the bench,
Yeah.
and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's very confusing. Why
Yeah.
did you play him? Because that's a set defense line. that they
Exactly.
have.
I
And
would
that
rather
has
see
worked
him at
for them.
United.
Well, We are coming
he
to
can-
that.
Exactly.
Even as a rival.
We are coming to that.
Yeah.
At least he's getting time there.
I
Because
mean, I
all of
would.
the defenders are just rubbish.
I agree with both of your points, and I have the same thoughts and opinions on Arsenal's window. But I would give them a 7 purely because of the outgoings that they've done. They managed to get rid of players that they didn't want, and they got decent fees for them, which not a lot of clubs were able to do, especially even on deadline day. So, keep it just for that, I would give them a 7 out of 10. But yeah, even I'm very confused by their
Do you
signings.
expect a striker coming in the winter transfer window?
I doubt it honestly, because I honestly don't see a lot of big money moves happening in the winter transfer window, apart from the one season where the World Cup happened just before the winter window. Otherwise, you don't see a lot of big money moves happen in the winter window. So I don't think they're gonna go for a big name in January, and they might just wait to sign Sesko or Gyökeres or someone like that in the next year.
I was coming to that.
Yeah.
I think they might
They
sign
just might.
Gyökeres
Yeah.
this winter transfer.
That
Oh, winter window. That would be
Gyökeres
interesting.
Gyökeres in Arsenal would.
It'll be a scary
That would be
prospect.
scary.
Yeah.
That would be
it.
scary.
I need it.
No, I don't need it. I don't need
to
it.
witness that. As a neutral fan, I need to witness that. Him doing this celebration in Stamford
I
Bridge,
love that
in
celebration.
Etihad, in Old Trafford. Let's go.
Etihad? I doubt that.
Okay, now that we've just mentioned Etihad, let's talk about City's transfer window. They didn't do anything on deadline day. I don't
About to
think.
say that.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything
Pep was
that they
just
did.
lying down on his
Yeah.
stomach, like,
Listen, let me rate it first, okay?
Okay.
8 out of 10.
8.
8 out of 10. Just because we were able to sign Savio.
what
And
about
I
Gundogan?
can see her.
What about
Yeah.
Gundogan?
We were
Gundogan,
practically
yeah.
begging for Gundogan to come
Yeah.
back
Exactly.
in one of the
I
episodes.
love
yeah.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
No doubt. But is he a regular starter at my club? No.
Yeah, no.
No,
As of
true.
now, no.
Yeah.
But Savinho, the next Mahrez. Oh my god, I can literally see those traits and I can see the way he runs
Yeah.
from that right wing.
I really like the dynamics.
Yeah, exactly.
Savinho, Doku.
Yeah.
Both of these players like to cut inside the box.
True.
And I like the dynamics a lot because Haaland in the middle, those two players drag the defenders out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
True.
And that leaves Haaland,
Haaland a lot of space, yeah.
And that has been happening. To be
Exactly.
City somehow managed to maintain their reputation in FIFA. Like every time you get to play with them, I'm like, oh damn.
Just
I
FY
love
it's
these
it's
players.
no longer FIFA, okay? It's FC24.
Oh yeah, exactly.
honest. Has changed. Rebranding.
Yeah.
Savio, great signing for
I
City.
agree. Yeah.
And I can actually see big things coming up for this kid.
True. Good call. What about you? How much would you rate City's transfer window?
6 out of 10.
I'm in agreement.
It's
6
City,
out of
come
10.
on. We
Yeah.
expect some signing.
Exactly. And
We
like
don't need
the
players, man. Come on.
see the thing is,
You would understand. You would understand. You're a Real Madrid fan.
We need that signing.
see
Okay.
City. I
How
agree
many
with
more players do you need? At this point, I'm literally ready to fight him. You got Mbappe, you got Endrick, you got everyone.
I mean, I think there were some places where City could have strengthened. They didn't need any signing, yes,
Yeah.
but I don't think they still have a backup left back. They even let go of Sergio Gomez,
Yeah.
so there's no backup left back that I can think of. Then
Just
Alvarez was sold, and Oscar Bob has a long-term injury now. So maybe if they would have gotten someone to, back up Savinho or Doku, because both of them are prone to get injured. So if that happens before Bob is back, that can land City in a bit of a tricky spot. So like had they done that, maybe I would have gone for an 8 out of 10 as well.
Right.
But the fact that they didn't get these signings is what sort of hampers my window
Like, do you
for
think
City.
they were a bit ignorant?
I think so. I think
Or
there was
maybe
just a
there
bit
is
more.
strategy behind this?
I feel they were just a bit complacent this time.
I just feel it's just from business point of view, there have a lot of charges against them going on, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I
And
hope
with-
they get.
And with the introduction of PSR
Yeah.
and all the new financial rules
Yeah.
coming in, I feel they're kind of looking at how to get away from that, how to fix this situation at
That's
first.
exactly what I
Yeah.
thought
Because
about the strategy.
115 charges.
Strategy.
I won't call that a strategy, okay? I call that covering your asses.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So basically, they're trying to fix that
Yeah.
before they get into more trouble.
Exactly. Maybe.
Because
Yeah.
they will get into trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
mean,
I
even
hope
as
so.
Even as a City
I
fan,
hope so. Until
as I like to call myself, I'm a humble City fan. I have to agree with
Yeah.
this. Come on.
So from a business standpoint of view, I
maybe.
get it.
Yeah.
Why they're trying to like step back a little bit.
Exactly.
But then again, how much will they step back? Because De Bruyne is aging,
Yeah.
Kovacic is aging, Ederson is aging,
True.
Ake is aging. Their whole defense line is slowly aging,
Yeah.
and they need someone proper before clubs like Real Madrid or
Ake is
Barcelona.
aging? How old is he?
Ake is reaching 30.
Yeah,
Oh my god, he looks like a 24-year-old.
he's on his prime right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I think he's 29 right now.
Yeah. So before teams like Real Madrid, Barca take away those players,
Yeah.
they need to get something out.
True.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, let's move from City to their arch rivals, Manchester United. Let's talk about their window.
Now, this is very interesting
Yeah.
because in the previous fixture,
Yeah.
Casemiro's faults.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
And like you were pretty hyping up Casemiro the
see,
first two
I
games.
still like Casemiro. I feel it was just.
I mean,
a
of course
one-off.
you like Casemiro.
It was just one.
I wonder why. What could be the reason that he likes Casemiro? Can you
He's a
think of any reason?
He's a legend. He's a Madrid legend, an icon.
I just can't. Somehow I just can't.
Oh right, he's a Madrid fan.
Oh yeah.
We almost didn't bring that up this time.
But the transfer of Ugarte,
Yeah.
I feel that was necessary after that
Definitely.
because I feel Casemiro is still good, but if I have to rate him out of 10, he's a 6 right now. So an inclusion of Ugarte.
If only he was a good 6. That's what United need.
Good one. Good one, man. Good one. I like that.
Okay. But okay.
But honestly, as a Real Madrid fan, it would just hurt to see him perform
Yeah.
like this, man. I mean, there was a moment when he almost sent the ball out.
There's something about
He
Real
just
Madrid.
fell back, and the position was literally gifted to Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean,
was
that was
crazy.
horrible. That was horrible. I mean, to be honest, like the transfer window overall,
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
They made some good signings where they needed players, but then again, I don't see a name that has been established.
True.
Like imagine City signing Haaland.
Yeah.
You can see, oh damn, he's gonna score goals.
True.
But whom did they sign? Zogzi.
Delict.
Delict.
Yeah.
Delict.
Delict is probably the only established name.
Established, but then
Yeah.
again, he has been average.
True.
He has failed
Yeah.
in his previous big clubs. Zogzi
True.
just won big season
Yeah.
at Bologna.
Yeah.
So it's a 50-50 chance,
Yeah.
right? Delict 50-50.
For a
Mazraoui,
fact, Mazraoui,
again.
he's performing well for them.
He's performing well for them,
Yeah.
but then, like he said, like he also did not come with as big a reputation.
Exactly.
And United is a club, like not just United, City, United, Chelsea, Liverpool.
Yeah.
These are the clubs where you expect that there will be established names coming in
Yeah.
with that price tag,
Yeah.
to be honest, right? But then the signings are good, but is there a signing where you can put your trust in?
True.
You know what I'm
Lenny
talking
Yoro
about?
is, again, Lenny Yoro is too young
Yeah.
Yeah.
to put your faith.
But I honestly can't. I would really want to see Lenny Yoro
Yeah,
play for
I
them.
think he will be good.
Yeah.
See, if Real Madrid wanted him, he's good. That's true. But then again, will he settle into the Ten Hag system? Because there are too many players who have failed.
Yeah.
Too many good players who have failed to settle in.
True.
There's something about the Ten Hag system that people cannot grasp in that team.
I'll tell you what it is. It's Ten Hag.
I mean, I do not get it. Like, I saw an interview of Rio Ferdinand once.
Yeah.
He was asking the same question. Is it the problem with Ten Hag or management? What is going on? The players are playing good somewhere else.
Yeah.
But whenever they're coming under this management of Man United,
Yeah.
they're coming under Ten Hag. Something is happening. Let's take Jadon Sancho, for example. I
True.
feel Jadon Sancho will do very good for Chelsea.
I hope
That's
so.
my hope.
I
will.
kind of agree with that. I
He
mean,
will.
I hope so, but I
Because
see merit
kind-
behind that.
The kind of football Mariska plays
Yeah.
suits him a lot.
Yeah.
He will get a lot of freedom. He will manipulate the spaces.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So what's this issue with United? Good players failing. And now, in the signing window. Funnily, they are signing players who have failed before.
Exactly. So
Is this kind of a breaking curse or something?
the only thing that I can see with United's strategy is that they've signed players that once had a reputation. I've
Yeah.
said that before. Like they're signing players that once had a big reputation, but right now not so much. Like apart from Lenny Euro, he's the only one who's coming with a huge reputation.
Exactly.
So they're just hoping that these transfers would work, and if they do, it's a solid window. Like there's some very reputed players,
For them.
but if they don't, then like they're back to square one.
Exactly.
What are your thoughts on their window? We've spoken a lot about United. As a City fan, you'd want to get your
mean,
thoughts in.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was a bit jealous. Yeah, okay.
Jealous
Not
of
gonna lie.
United signing average players.
No.
I mean, City didn't sign anyone, so maybe.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? They did bring up some decent players, I would say, and the only thing that is actually keeping me from like completely bantering them is the fact that they're already suffering those injury woes,
Yeah.
and with Lenny Oro out, Rasmus Højlund out, I think it has
Zirkzee
been
was
decent.
brought in
Yeah.
to fix that Hoyland problem.
Yeah, and he's not started any.
Yeah, and whenever he's on the pitch, I don't know, he looks clueless.
Yeah.
He doesn't know his role. Right.
I'm honestly a bit confused with my opinion because I don't know if it's a good transfer window for them or if it's
Okay, out of
it
10.
has turned out to be.
That's the only way you can answer this question.
Out of 10.
Again, I don't know.
You'll go with a 5, right? You'll go with a 5, right? Like right in the middle.
I mean, it was better than Chelsea. I would say it was better than Chelsea.
Seriously?
Yeah. I'm a little inclined towards 7.
Ooh,
Okay.
that
hot
is
take.
big. Yeah, hot take.
Yeah, I am a little inclined.
How much would
towards
you rate their window?
4.5.
Oh, I'd go with 5.
4.5 because I feel these players have a lot to prove.
Yeah,
And Ten Hag system is not going to work out so much.
true. Do you think Ten Hag lasts till the end of the season?
Definitely.
Why don't you ask
He
me
does?
another question?
This is the last season for Ten Hag.
No, I'm saying, does he last till the end of the season?
Ooh.
Does he make it till the end?
I feel he
Like
does.
for context, we're just off the back of United's 3-0 loss to Liverpool.
I feel he does because I think Ratcliffe will give him till the end of the season because he's an open-minded owner. From what I've seen so far, he will
Yeah.
give him till the end of the
Again,
season.
following that question, why don't you ask me to rate Eric Ten Hag instead? I
Right
would
now
rather
we're
do
talking
that.
about transfers.
I would rather do that.
Talking about
Like,
transfers,
seriously.
Upman.
Like seriously, I would rather do that. 3 out of 10. I'll say it anyway.
So now that we've spoken a bit about Chelsea, let's come to Chelsea and their transfer window. Like how they did on deadline day.
I loved it.
Okay,
I
thanks.
loved it. Got rid of
Yeah,
Sterling.
you're in blue today as well.
See, the thing is that I thought that Sterling was not working out
Yeah.
at Chelsea anymore.
True.
They got rid of him in a way.
Yeah.
And they got a proper person in that place.
True.
That's Jadon Sancho.
Yeah,
And I think Jadon Sancho in Chelsea would cook.
yeah.
He would cook. That's
I
my
mean,
opinion. of
yeah.
course. With Neto,
I'm totally behind you, man.
with Neto, Sancho,
Yeah.
at the flanks, I feel it's a very good combination.
True, even I'd agree. And I was initially a bit puzzled by the Sancho move because, of course, his move to United hasn't worked out. But two things that make me a bit okay with this move is that he had a good time at Dortmund on loan again last season. And then I read that it was Joe Shields who wanted Sancho at the club. And Joe Shields was City's head of youth development when he was at City till the end of last season, I think. Till last season. And he played a key role in developing Sancho while he was at City. And for him to be that,
I want him back.
exactly, I want him back,
under
want
my
him in
wing
the
again.
setup. Exactly. And even when Sancho was a part of City's youth team, he was playing well. He left for Dortmund because he knew that he was not going to get any chances in the first team right now. So if that connection works again, and with how Maresca uses his players, I think Sancho could work out well for us. And the biggest thing is he doesn't have that price tag hanging over him now.
Exactly.
But then again, I would suggest,
Yeah.
it's just my opinion. Chelsea's window, right?
Yeah.
Neto, Sancho.
Yeah.
You know what's missing?
Victor Osimhen.
I
Yeah.
don't know what happened.
I mean, so it was a very puzzling story
that-
all
It
throughout.
was a whole fiasco.
Yeah.
It was chaotic.
I mean, the thing is, I mean, I personally I didn't think that, I mean, of course we needed a striker, but I wasn't too heartbroken over Osimhen not coming in.
Okay.
My problem was no one coming in the striking
I mean,
department.
someone is better than no.
Exactly. Like, I honestly did not want Osimhen at such a big price tag because Chelsea big transfers, they don't work out, especially when that big transfer is for a striker.
Yeah.
So that doesn't work out. So my problem was that they were after him throughout the window. Initially they said they weren't going to go for him, came back for him. Then even Maresca came out in an interview saying that, if there's an opportunity for a striker, we'll go for him. They spent the entire deadline day chasing Osimhen and talking to him. But it was very clear that neither Osimhen is going to cut his salary, nor is Chelsea going to break their wage structure. And they were still, trying to get to an agreement.
And what about your thoughts on Napoli?
I mean, Napoli were left high and dry, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like they got Lukaku,
And
then
thought that Osimhen will finally leave.
exactly. And another thing is, the most puzzling thing from Chelsea's end for me was Osimhen earns about 11 million euros per season at Napoli in his current contract. Exactly. And I can understand why he doesn't want to take a pay cut.
Exactly.
Chelsea's best offer to him was 4 million per season and 4 million in add-ons. So even their best offer with add-ons fell
not
short.
even half.
Exactly. And it fell short of what he's currently earning. So if you know that that's how high you're willing to go, and this is a striker who said he's not going to cut his wages, why do you spend the entire deadline day going after him?
True.
They should have gone for a backup.
Yeah, I
Even
think
on
they should
loan.
have gone
One
for
of the
Ivan
major
Toney.
reasons why
My-
I
wha-
don't rate their transfer window this time.
I mean, I don't think
I mean-
that not signing a number 9 was that big a deal because I still have faith in the other players around us. Yeah.
Jackson.
Nico Jackson has been showing better traits this season, and Nkunku is back for the season. So if Nkunku works, we can play him up front.
Yeah.
Felix can work as a false
Yeah,
9
even
in
Felix,
Maresca's system. So I'm not that bothered about not getting a number 9. But my problem was if the club needed a striker,
Yeah.
why spend the entire day chasing around Osimhen when you know you're not going to meet that
And
price?
the deal fell off in the last minute.
Exactly.
Literally.
Yeah, like I was watching Romano's stream, right? You could have seen on his face that even he wanted that deal to happen because his stream would have popped like crazy.
yeah.
But even he was just waiting, like hoping and praying that the deal goes through, and then that didn't happen.
Yeah.
That is the only reason I feel a bit sad about Osimhen not joining, is because we spent the entire day building up to that moment, and then that didn't happen. Otherwise, I'm pretty fine with that though.
What about you?
I mean, it's pretty much the same. As I mentioned earlier, it was pretty much mediocre, I would say. Okay, they made some good signings. Okay, they were able to they managed to get Joao Felix,
Yeah.
and then it was Sancho, which I am a bit skeptical about. Okay,
I
like
can-
yeah.
I mean, I
do
can
understand
get
the- I do
people being
understand-
skeptical of Sancho because how
I'm
he's
not.
done.
See,
I mean, I'm happy. Even I'm not.
I
At
do
this
understand the
point-
fact that he has performed. He performed at that small spell when he was playing for Borussia Dortmund, but ever since he came back, he's looked low on confidence. Man.
So the thing is, he was low on confidence because he was in
Playing
an
under Eric Ten Hag.
yeah, and he was in that sort of an
Yeah.
environment at
Yeah.
I
United.
agree with that. Yeah, in fact, to some extent, I do want this deal to work.
Yeah, and
but
like
at
the
same time, I'm
the
like,
biggest positivity in my mind is Sancho's a London boy. He is a Chelsea fan since he was a kid.
he's gonna play for the badge.
Exactly, he's gonna play for the badge. He's gonna be in that sort of an environment.
even if he's not producing 8 out of 10 performances,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
gonna run so much that gonna
Exactly.
be at least 6 out of 10
Yeah,
consistent.
consistently.
Finally,
Yeah,
yeah.
And I feel that 6 out of 10s in every match day is a good player.
true.
But-
Like if widths here and there of
Yeah,
like
of course,
eights and
definitely.
nines.
And I
Yeah.
have a question for you.
Yeah.
Would you start him over Madueke?
Current
Good.
Good.
Looked good.
good question. Current form probably not. Basis of current form, But the thing is, from what I read, they're planning to play Sancho on the left. And Sancho will probably play on the left because Sterling's left and Mudryk is not at that level.
Yeah.
Maresca doesn't really trust Mudryk.
I mean, in the last match we saw,
Yeah.
he was really poor.
Exactly.
And he was brought off.
Yeah.
And after that, Chelsea started playing well.
Yeah. So Neto and Sancho will probably play predominantly on the left, is what I think. So, how much would you rate Chelsea's transfer window?
7.5.
Fair enough.
A solid 6.
I'll go with 7.
Seven.
A solid 7. Yeah.
Makes sense.
If we had gotten Osimhen, it would have been a 9 for sure.
Yeah.
But without Osimhen, I'd go
In
with
that
7.
case, I would have given it an 8.5.
Yeah.
Why that 0.5 difference? We'll come to that.
It's the mask, you know.
Yeah, it's a must.
Okay. From Chelsea
Okay.
now to
Yeah.
Anfield.
Yeah. And I think, like the two clubs that are, I think we're only left with 2 of the big 6 clubs. Let's do them together because combined they didn't have a lot of business coming in. Spurs and Liverpool.
What a crazy thing to say.
Yeah.
Combined, they didn't have enough.
Yeah, exactly. Like Spurs was signed what, 3 first team players?
Yeah.
Liverpool signed 2. One of them is not going to join this season.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts there?
I mean, look, I understand why Liverpool did not go for any player, but one thing that I cannot understand is why aren't you finding a proper defensive midfielder?
I mean, they did try to find one and he said no.
Zubimendi didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zubimendi, yeah, I understand, but why not go for someone else?
Yeah.
My problem with Liverpool not signing a CDM was not just that they didn't sign one. Okay, I thought that they didn't sign one is because they have Bijatic and they're going to play him. And then
Yeah,
they
now
sent him
he
out
moves.
on loan.
Exactly.
That is what confused me so much.
I mean, look, Endo is a good player.
Yeah.
Endo is a very good player, but do you really start him at a club
Exactly.
at a club
See.
where the stature is this high?
Yeah.
You would start him against Wolves,
Yeah.
but would you start him against City?
City? Yeah.
No.
That's
Exactly.
the question,
Yeah,
right?
true.
They
De
need someone to
Bruyne-
step up against City.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this
That's the
one thing.
combination.
De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva, both at attacking midfield, they're gonna kill him. I'm telling you.
Nobody's
Rodri's
murdering
gonna
anyone. It's just a figure of speech.
So, Liverpool, but like, what are your thoughts on the 2 players that they did bring in ultimately?
Chiesa, yeah, I'm happy for them.
Steal deal?
I
Yeah,
think he's
Steel deal, true.
he's a good replacement for Mohamed Salah in case he leaves next season. I mean, there were talks.
Do you
There
see
were talks.
Chiesa as a starter?
Later on, maybe.
Seriously?
Maybe.
Okay.
You just never know.
Who does he replace? Diaz or Jota? Or, I mean, Salah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, Salah
Yeah.
is Salah.
This
Exactly,
season,
yeah.
This season, no. Again,
I'm talking about
we
this
have
season,
had
though.
this.
Otherwise, what is
this-
Slot gonna do this season with
Yeah,
new players?
I agree.
See, whatever he's doing, it's
Yeah.
working.
But
Ah,
this
true,
season,
true.
I can honestly expect him to play a few minutes.
Where does Chiesa slot in this team?
I would still say the left side
Yeah.
over Diaz.
Yeah, you know. I think
Because
so.
he has had a good, he has had a good start to the
Yeah.
season, but he's very injury prone. Okay,
See,
Yeah.
So is Chiesa, to be honest.
I don't know where to fit him. Man. I just can't defend him, man.
50% Diaz, 50%
Yeah.
Chiesa.
That's it.
Find
Yeah.
Yeah,
50% he spends on injury.
Exa-
50% he spends
True.
on injury.
No, nobody's morale goes down.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Everyone plays.
Yeah.
but hospital buddies.
Okay, so how much would you rate? Actually, no. Mamadashvili. What are your views on that
Again,
move?
I'm
What is
very
that
confused.
move? Very confused,
I don't,
right?
I
very
don't think they
confused.
need
Yeah.
it. Come on,
Yeah.
it's Alisson.
Yeah.
You don't need Mohamed Shivli.
Are you gonna loan Mama the Shirley? I
No,
mean,
they
that's-
said that.
Even more confusing.
I think that they've decided that he's going to be part of the first team next season. How? I don't know.
Is Alisson leaving?
I don't know. I mean,
there are
that was my
signs,
first
man.
thought.
I
Then,
can see those
I mean, there-
signs.
I mean,
I mean,
can sense it.
Alisson is.
I mean, what
Why
do you think would be going on in Alisson's mind if he didn't want to leave?
Exactly.
Like, why are you signing someone like Mamadashvili
Yeah,
as
Alisson
a
is
backup?
already a club legend. By the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He has
Yeah.
done some crazy stuff.
So I don't get why they made that move. It's good that they
Exactly.
decided to steal a step on the other players and get a,
Yeah.
like Mamadashvili is a brilliant keeper.
Amazing.
No, nothing against that. But to Liverpool, when they already have Alisson, it's just very baffling.
Yeah. But we will see what happens because at this point, we might think a lot of things, but then at the end of the season,
Yeah,
things might look a lot different.
maybe.
Maybe.
Like Alisson,
If Alisson does leave,
Ex-
so then maybe, yeah.
you have to also consider that Alisson's performing right now.
Yeah.
What if he doesn't anymore?
He does the De Gea sort of a
Yeah,
Moment.
it might happen.
You never
Then
know.
out of nowhere, we would say this was
Smart move, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, but like, true, we can't predict that.
But at the moment, you can't.
Yeah.
I mean,
At the
make
moment,
it
I'm
make
not
sense,
exactly.
basically.
Yeah. At the moment, I'm not
Yeah.
too excited about the
Yeah.
Mamad
But we will
Exactly.
see what
Yeah.
happens.
How much would you rate their window?
4 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd probably go the same.
They
3 out of
needed a
10.
few
3 out of
midfielders.
10. Yeah. They needed a lot of things, to be honest.
Yeah.
I honestly think they also needed like a decent number 9, not a particular starter number 9.
You almost forgot Tottenham.
I mean, everyone
Everyone
forgets.
forgets
okay,
Tottenham.
Oh wow, good.
But yeah, let's talk about them.
So I personally feel they could have done a bit better with the window signing.
Yeah.
They again another team that needed a proper number 9. Richarlison, I don't see him starting again. Like he's a decent player.
You'd start Solanke over Richarlison. Like, what a dilemma to have.
Wow. I'm stuck here. I'm honestly stuck. The reason why I'm saying that they needed a number 9, they're a proper, well-established
Solanke
number
for
9.
65 million.
Solanke for 65 minutes, it's baffling.
Exactly.
What
Still
is
want to
that?
puke. Whenever I hear about the deal, I just want to puke.
And he has already performed bad.
Yeah.
Like as of that match against it was match day 2,
Leicester.
I guess. Yeah,
No,
Leicester.
he didn't play match day 2. Match day 1.
Match
Leicester.
day 1.
Yeah.
Against who?
Leicester.
Yeah, Leicester.
Yeah.
He was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
He was nowhere to be seen, man.
True. So that I heard this somewhere in one of the videos. They made a good point about why they paid 65 million for Solanke. And I sort of agree with that viewpoint. Is that Solanke at this point is probably like top 5 strikers in the Premier League. Not because Solanke is that good, is because there is a dearth of proper strikers in the Premier League. So when you put both those things into context,
So
he
go
fits
for a
there.
foreign striker, man. Come on.
There are not a lot of strikers available. There aren't many strikers there. Why do you think Chelsea were after Osimhen till the end? Because there are no strikers there. And
Maybe they could have gone for Jimenez.
Football has
but then
changed.
Jimenez is not a proven striker.
Yeah.
Solanke is at least even once. I'm not a fan of the move, but at least even once he scored 18 or 19 Premier League goals.
Do
So
you expect him to score again?
no, I don't.
Anyway, close to that.
I don't expect him to score 18 Premier League goals ever again in a season. Honestly. So
Okay, out of 10,
Spurs, I'd go with 4 again.
whatever you
3 again.
1.
1.
Oh wow.
That's
I was thinking
brutal.
about 0,
Yeah.
but then fine, 1. Consolation.
Shout
point.
out to my Tottenham fans.
Okay, so let's come down to this. So, like we've spoken a lot about these teams. We've spoken about the big 6. Which team did you think, out of all the Premier League teams, had the best window?
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Interesting call. Wait, let him defend his call first.
Yeah.
So, like, I would like the only reason I say I initially thought Aston Villa had a really good window, but after they announced the signing of Onana, I think they just stopped. They didn't make any other major moves. So that's the only reason.
See, there's a lot of depth into the team,
Yeah.
right? And I feel Unai Emery is kind of a manager who'd bring up academy players to fill up certain spots. And the team that Aston Villa has right now, yeah, they have looked a little shaky in the first few matches. But then again, once Ollie Watkins, then the others, then finally when he includes all the new signings slowly and they finally settle into the system, right? I feel that's a banger of a team,
Fair enough.
right?
Fair enough.
It looks like the new signings are not going to work out because, but then again, it's just match day 3,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot of football left
Exactly.
to
There's
play.
35 match days left.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Unai Emery is kind of a manager
Yeah.
who slowly builds up a team.
True.
He's not an instant impact
Yeah.
manager.
Yeah.
It takes
He'll
time.
not do
for
it
him.
from first day. Yeah.
And that's why things didn't work out in Arsenal. because they didn't give him enough time.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's why I choose Aston Villa.
fair enough. What about you?
Same
Yeah.
colored shirt, West Ham.
West Ham.
United.
Yeah,
You're
I
gonna go
think
with
so.
West Ham.
Yeah, of course.
That was a good transfer window. For
True.
them. I mean, they brought in a few good players, but again, on the pitch, they have looked a bit shaky. They look shaky against Aston Villa. Okay, and yeah, I mean, like if you're bringing in these kind of players, you expect big results from them.
Yeah,
I know it's too early to predict, but again, a good start leads to a good campaign.
yeah.
And I think that's something Lopetegui needs to put more emphasis on.
Yeah, so I agree. I loved West Ham's window as well, and I think it's just a time of there's a new manager. Lopetegui is also getting used to the system, and he's brought in 9 players.
Exactly.
They also need a bit of time to gel in. If they do gel, perfect window.
Exactly right. Aston Villa and West Ham.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see.
Yeah,
It's just match day 3.
Yeah.
The future will be
true.
very
I
interesting.
want to see more of West Ham signings start.
Exactly. Same.
Yeah.
I want Somerville to start, man.
Yeah, exactly. I want Fulkrug to start as well.
I mean,
Somerville.
I'm
Fulkrug
giving him
is-
exactly.
connection.
I'm giving him one more match
Yeah.
week, and then I'm booting him out of my FPL team if he doesn't start. I have 3 consecutive match days with 1 point.
Instead, you're gonna bring in Antonio.
I'll bring in
Antonio against
I'll bring
City,
in
man.
Solanke at this point. I'm not serious. I'm not Spurs. I'm not Spurs. But having said everything about West Ham, I would go with the best window with Brighton. Brighton had a brilliant window.
Okay.
I had
They-
that name in my mind.
yeah.
Just
Okay.
letting you know.
Brighton had, again, the only thing with Brighton is that they signed a lot of young players. I think their logic behind going for signings was they wanted players who are younger than Fabian Hurstler.
I mean, it would be weird if someone is older than him.
Yeah, it's James Milner, dude.
Yeah. I mean, Miller is a dude, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, he's the dude, bro of Premier
Yeah.
League.
So I think even Pascal, I think that's why he sold Pascal Gross. He's like, I don't want too many people who are older than me here.
Except it's James Milner.
Yeah, of course. You can't leave him
Yeah.
out. I think even Lallana left for that reason. So I mean, liked a lot of players that Brighton signed, but the biggest problem was that Matt O'Reilly got injured. I really wanted to see him.
And in the
from-
first 9 minutes.
Exactly, and like it is expected to be a long-term injury because he's gonna get surgery on his ankle.
And if you look at that Brighton team,
Yeah,
the inclusion of Matt O'Reilly is
Yeah.
exciting.
yeah,
It
exactly.
is, it is.
They needed that ball progressor from the middle, and O'Reilly was supposed to do that.
Yeah.
It was a
I
beast at
hope-
Celtic, man.
Exactly. I hope they're able to manage without him till the time he's back, and they
How
have
many
some.
months, though?
The timeline is not yet clear yet. I think that they'll.
That is the bad news.
Yeah, I think they'll release that after the surgery is done. So that
I was
sucks.
excited.
It will soon
Yeah,
happen.
exactly.
But let's see.
Yeah,
That's all we can
but
do.
apart from him, they signed Gruda, who's making a lot of waves in Germany. Minte has been absolute class in the first 3
They're
games.
like I see a tendency of signing brutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then Wiefer had a good season last year,
Very good signing.
yeah.
Very underrated signing.
and I think probably my favorite signing that Brighton made was Kadioglu. He's a brilliant left back,
I mean,
capable
he
of
had a
playing on the right
wonderful
as well.
Euro. He had a
Exactly, he had a
wonderful
wonderful Euro.
And we expected him
The,
to sign
the
somewhere.
only reason that I did not, I mean, I was sad about him leaving Fenerbahce is that I wanted to see him with Mourinho.
Ah,
That would have been, that would have cooked.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason.
Forgetting one name. Jorginho. Right?
Or, exactly, yeah, of course. You're not
I'm
gonna
really
forget
excited
that. Yeah.
to see him, man. I
Yeah.
don't know why they're not starting him. Like,
I think
needs
I think
minutes.
all clubs are like just taking their time with the
Exactly.
new signings
Exactly.
settling
Getting
in.
used to the air.
Exactly.
It's just
it
match
will
day
be
three.
Yeah.
interesting to see
real
how he
game
performs.
starts.
Game
later.
starts, yeah, like after the first international break
Yeah.
is when
And the
things
first
start.
international break starts next
Next week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Now, how the clubs will fare after that?
Yeah.
That will be interesting.
I just
to
hope
watch.
the international break doesn't come up with some injuries.
Yeah, I mean,
that-
it every time does.
Exactly.
Every time does.
Yeah.
So
Sorry,
we've
United fans.
now that we've spoken about teams that did well, Let's talk about teams that did not do well.
Tottenham.
Okay, Tottenham. That was pretty fast. Of course, you can't go lower than 1.
Yeah.
Ideally. So Tottenham.
Yeah.
What about you?
Everton.
Oh,
What
good.
are they
good
doing, man?
Good
Makes
call.
sense.
What are they doing? Yes, they managed to sign Orel Mangala, but
What a funny transfer for
that was
Mangala.
a very funny transfer. We were literally laughing at it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I
So-
mean,
Oh my
you didn't
God.
expect Orel Manga to end up in
Everton.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
After he just left Nottingham
Yeah.
1 month back.
Exactly.
We
That was
started for Belgium.
He's replacing his counterpart at Everton. He's replacing Onana.
Exactly.
He couldn't replace him for Belgium. He's replacing him at
It was a
Everton.
very funny signing, and I
Yeah.
was like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Everton needed good players. I do understand the PFA and all those
PSR.
problems. PSR, sorry. All the problems that they've been facing.
Yeah.
But come on, man, at least try.
Yeah.
At least try to get some good players. At least bring in something. Bring in some old players
I feel
who have the
they could have,
experience.
Yeah.
they could have signed people on loan at least.
I think they
Exactly.
tried doing that, but even for signing them on loan, giving out the loan fees and the wages for everything, higher wages. I think Mangala has come on an initial loan.
Okay, yeah.
So I think they couldn't afford to do a lot of that, especially like the owner is also trying to get rid of the club. He's trying to sell the club. So he's also not going to be willing to pay a lot of money at the time. So that's there, but I completely agree. Everton had a pretty poor window.
And look at them now. They're losing 6-2 against Bournemouth, where they were leading
Exactly.
2-0.
Actually, I would want to give credit to one signing that they did make this season, Ilman NDI. He looked so good in the game against Bournemouth.
Agreed.
True.
There is some potential there. He could be a good player for them.
But can he save Everton from
I
drowning?
mean, it's gonna be very difficult.
Because I feel this season is going to be very
Yeah,
difficult for all the
exactly.
teams.
Yeah.
With the inclusion of the 36 team match format in European competitions.
Exactly.
And so many international breaks coming on along with it.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for them.
Yeah.
I would go for the team that did not do well, is Newcastle.
They were disappointed.
Yeah, they were very disappointing. I expected a lot from them. And I think it's kind of been like that ever since they were taken over by the Saudi league or whatever, by Saudi investors.
After that,
They have the
Taken
same
over by the Saudi
they,
league.
they have the same investment group investing, no?
I mean, after the takeover,
Yeah.
they did sign good players.
I mean, the
Bruno
only
Guimaraes,
Guimaraes, I'm not sure whether he was signed before the takeover or
I
after.
think after.
That's a good
Yeah.
player that they signed, but I expected big moves for them. And apart from Guimaraes and Isak, they haven't gone for like Botman. Maybe you can consider him, but I don't think when they signed him was at the same level. He was still a highly rated player, but he wasn't at the same level as like an Isak and Tonali.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very sad.
Yeah,
I mean, they signed
So-
a big man, like big money player,
yeah,
but
exactly. Thankfully, he's back now. He's
Yeah.
gonna give them a good performance. But
Hopefully.
apart from that, this window was so disappointing from them.
I agree.
They only signed Lloyd Kelly. He was on a free, and I think they signed 2 backup goalkeepers for some reason. None of them are gonna play.
Yeah.
They were
already
forced.
know that Pope is going to get injured
Exactly.
again.
They were forced to sell Minte and Elliot Anderson, who were 2 exciting
I mean, why do
products
sell
of their
Elliot
academy.
Anderson? I don't understand.
PSR rules. It was It was only done for PSR because they wanted to show the profits, and that's why
Yeah.
they had to sell Minte as well. They were almost willing to sell Gordon as well for the same
Yeah, I heard
reason.
about that.
So it was they wanted a defender. They were after Joe Gomez. They were after Mark Gahey, like we spoke, but they couldn't get him. They couldn't get Ilanga, who they wanted. So it was a very frustrating window.
I mean, Ilanga was this close.
Exactly.
This close.
Yeah. Some of us got confused that he actually moved.
That's the whole story
My
behind it.
apologies.
So, okay, now I just want to end this episode with the best signing that you think was made in the window and the worst signing.
Start with him.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to create controversies here.
Yeah.
I still believe that Onana was the best signing. Onana was the best signing because I can just
I can see that
him
probably.
fit
Yeah.
in that Aston Villa system under Unai Emery. He has already scored 2 goals,
Yeah.
and I think he's gonna be a monster for
Yeah,
Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Down the middle of the park, crazy player.
True. Fair enough.
Yeah.
What about you?
Again, not a very popular choice.
Hmm.
I would go with deadline signer Carlos Soler for West Ham.
Good.
Good.
I almost had him there.
I
In my
feel that's a very, very good sign for West Ham.
How did
Yeah.
I forget him, bro? I almost forgot that guy.
I really love that move, to be
Yeah.
honest. For Soler, for
Yeah.
West Ham, because he's one of those players who can play anywhere.
True.
You can slot him anywhere on the field, and he's going to give you at least 7 out of 10 performance out of there.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I really like Soler's move.
Yeah.
So for me, it's going to be Carlos Soler, to be honest.
I'm going to stick with West Ham and I'm going to go with Somerville. I'm very excited to see him
Same.
and I hope he does well.
Yeah.
So Somerville is someone like he was linked with so many big clubs, and for West Ham to get someone like him, that is a steal move, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
not just in terms of money but in general.
True.
True.
What do you think was the signing that you did not particularly get or did not like as such? Worst is a little bit harsh to say at this moment.
I had my answer ready for the worst one.
Go ahead. It's the same thing.
Dominic Solanke.
We're all there. We're all there.
Kendrick Lamar hatred.
I think this is a good note to end our episode on.
Yeah.
Please, if you liked the video, please like the channel, subscribe, share, all of that stuff.